Hello and welcome to the course titled If I Must Die, Public Health, Power, and Palestine. Thank you for being here and learning alongside us. This is week 8 of our course titled After October 7th. Up until this point, we've been studying the context of what Rashid Khalidi called the 100 Years' War on Palestine, which focused on the public health impacts and outcomes on Palestinian life and society from the Nakba until October 2023. This is what we've been working on up until this point in the class. This week, we'll do our best to wrap our minds around the immense escalation of violence perpetuated by Israel in their genocide and ethnic cleansing campaign since the 7th October 2023. Whereas the 75 years between the Nakba and October 2023 were defined by a gradual attempt to choke off every aspect of life in Palestine, particularly in Gaza, the post-7th October landscape has been one of unimaginable devastation. Numbers certainly do not begin to do justice to what continues to take place, and yet numbers often dominate the conversation. The devastation encompasses each and every aspect of health covered in our previous weeks, such as almost all housing destroyed and most people displaced numerous times, most hospitals and clinics destroyed or made inoperable, and hundreds of medical personnel murdered or still remain hostages of Israel. Food access continues to be limited to starvation levels, with a complete land, air, and sea blockade of resources and over 95% of agricultural land destroyed. Maternal and child health is also devastated, most notably with a 40% decline in the birth rate, nearly unprecedented in modern times, an intolerable burden of perinatal mortality, miscarriage, and stillbirth, and the reemergence of numerous infectious diseases. The long-term toll of environmental devastation is difficult to calculate, but included is the destruction of nearly all water and sanitation facilities, airborne, soil-borne, and groundwater contamination from weapons. All told, at the time of this recording, over 73,000 people are known to have been killed by Israel, 80% of them civilians, including 20,000 children. For the 2+ years of this genocide, life expectancy at birth dropped from 75.5 years to about 40 years, which can only be compared to the collapses occurring during the Rwandan genocide of 1994 and the Cambodian genocide of the late 1970s. As we process the immediate impacts of this violence, history and the teaching of this course force us to contemplate the enduring consequences of the genocide for generations of Palestinians to come. We do so not as an academic exercise, but so that we might support efforts to rebuild Gaza that are slowly underway as of this recording. The Crisis in Gaza report by Zaina Jamaluddin and colleagues lays the groundwork for that discovery. The report laid out scenarios for the scope of direct and indirect, short-term and long-term mortality, building on the understanding of how war, occupation, and genocide act as fundamental drivers of each and every aspect of health. How will Gaza rebuild its health system, and can any of the principles of building back better be applied while every aspect of life in Gaza, including 50 to 70% of their territory, remains controlled by Israel? How will Palestinians recover from the trauma of 2 years of devastation? How will years of undernutrition and environmental contamination affect not just today's children, but even their future offspring? These tasks would be monumental even before we consider that Israel has shuttered nearly every legitimate humanitarian organization operating in Gaza and continues its indiscriminate killing, with international powers standing idly by, complicit in their violence. This course and website is brought to you by the Health Not Punishment Collective. As always, please feel free to utilize any of the course material for your self-guided learning or classroom setting. Whether you're a student, professor, or unaffiliated with academia or public health, we believe these course materials should be accessible and shared openly with anyone who wishes to learn. If you would like to support what we're working on, give us some love on social media or on Instagram at healthnotpunishment_LA.